What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Lose Your Ass podcast. Super cool show in store tonight. We're going to be joined by Westchester Knicks point guard Timothy Bond. Is going to be joining us. Deirdre, run it down.
So Timothy Bond is currently with the Westchester Knicks. He was signed by Houston as an undrafted free agent in 2018. He had an incredible college career at Eastern Michigan where he was an absolute defensive menace. He was the Mid-American Conference Defensive Player of the Year, as well as setting single-season and career records for steals. He passed Eastern Michigan University legend Earl Boykins on the all-time career steals leader. He finished his four-year career with 238 steals, and his senior average for steals was 2.4 a game. We got him coming on right now.
Yeah.
Hi, Tim. How you doing?
I'm good. What's up?
It's fun.
We are super excited to have you on the show. Thanks for joining us.
You're welcome.
So, we obviously know about what a great college career you had. You have an awesome career in the G League currently. We want to get started, though, on how did you get started in basketball? When did you first pick it up? And give us a little bit of background on your start in basketball.
With basketball, I kind of started playing when I was younger. But baseball was really my sport. I wanted to be like my dad because he played baseball. And when I got to about high school, I played baseball, football, and basketball. Baseball, football, and basketball.
Wow.
I had to choose one. And basketball is just the one that stuck with me.
Really? There he is. Hey.
I was trying to figure out how to work it. I couldn't.
It gets
I
tough
don't know what it
sometimes.
is.
Yeah, these Zoom calls get tough. So you said you were very into baseball. Did you have a specific player that you loved growing up when you were playing baseball?
Only one really, like Cal Ripken. That was probably, and my dad, of course. I had a baseball family.
Iron Man.
Yeah, I wasn't really, like, baseball was cool. Basketball just the one that stuck on me.
Well, it doesn't hurt that you're 6'7". That's a good
Yeah.
good basketball height. Yeah.
Oh.
Tim, being with Westchester, give us a little bit of your New York experience, and also welcome to New York. Happy to have you.
Thank you. Westchester was a good experience. I got to meet a lot of new people. I think I expanded my game a lot more than what I did last year. I got to be more free, and I think at Westchester, style of play fit my style of play a little more better than RGV. So I really loved the city of New York. It was a lot of fun things we could do out there. Catching trains is probably one of the most difficult things. Because if you're Ubering everywhere, you're spending way too much, but you just got to learn how to catch that train. But I caught the train a couple times with some of my teammates.
And it also helps you get ready for fast breaks when you're running to get the train.
Yeah, most definitely.
So I want to kind of go back also to your college career where you were an absolute defensive savage. You passed Earl Boykins in career steals, and you had a season steals record. Where does that defensive mind come from? What makes you so defensively sound?
I think it came really from high school. We weren't the biggest team. I was the tallest person on my high school team, and I played point guard. But we just had to be real scrappy. So I just took that and brought that into the college game, and it worked. Obviously,
yeah.
But yeah, just always having a scrappy mindset. I don't really think it's a skill to play defense. You just have to want to do it and just take pride in it.
Yeah, for sure. Also, in your Eastern Michigan career, you won a lot of awards. What award kind of meant the most to you?
I say the Defensive Player of the Year. That was one of my biggest accomplishments, especially because we played a zone. So just me leading the conference and knowing that we play zone was pretty shocking for everybody to realize that. But I think I did a pretty good job to earn that accolade
Oh,
in
for
my
sure.
career.
For sure. 2.4 steals a game is very tough to do.
Yeah. Most definitely.
That's a large stat.
Yeah. Very big.
Most
So,
definitely.
Tim, you played multiple sports. So when you decided to strictly play basketball, what was the adjustment like to only concentrate on basketball? Like, not obviously losing passion for it, but, trying to just solely focus on that.
I don't think it was something that I just lost passion of the other sports. I really didn't like the cold, and you play football in the
Yeah.
cold, and some hits hurt 10 times worse. And then baseball kind of died off for me. I say around my 7th and 8th grade year. It was my first 2 years of private school, and those kids were real good. And it got to the point where the only thing I liked on baseball was just fielding the ball. Like I didn't even want to swing because I couldn't hit the pitches.
So you're defensive minded in every sport then.
Yeah, I just like to chase down the ball. Most definitely.
What so with COVID going on, coronavirus, how are you, staying in basketball shape for the next season? Because I know the G League season unfortunately has been canceled for the year.
Yeah.
But what are you doing to stay in shape for the next season?
Turning myself into Usain Bolt, basically.
I love
A lot
that.
of running basketball. I've gotten to be get in the gym a couple of times. It's nothing really consistent because we still aren't fully open because of COVID. But
Right.
I just do what I can. I try to make sure I do something with my cardio every day and just doing push-ups every day, every night before I go to bed. So just back to the basics, really, knowing that we don't have a lot.
Yes, for sure. We talked about your defensive mindedness. Do you have a specific player in the past now that you say, man, that's his defensive, the way he plays defense is the way that I'm going to model my game after?
My favorite player is John Wall. So John Wall's a pretty tough defender.
Yes.
So I try to mimic a lot of things that that he does and bring it to my game, like with the speed and the way I change speeds and just being elusive and fast break. So yeah, that's one player I mimic my game after. Try to be like John Wall.
That fast pace, he's super good at that.
Super fast.
Then what do you think about the new the new format that we have with the NBA going forward, going in Orlando, with 22 teams?
22 teams.
Yeah. What do you think of that?
I think it's cool. I know a lot of other teams that that probably would want a shot at it. But I know a lot of people don't want to play if they don't have a real shot at competing for the finals.
Right.
So I don't really know the format. Like, what's the format? Like, how are they doing it?
So I believe they're playing. I don't know how many games, and it's going based. I know it's going based on win percentage. I know that. I think that they're gonna try to do a play-in too with 8 versus 9, which would be interesting to watch. Especially, I think that they might be doing that because New Orleans is the 9th seed in the West, and Zion is a huge draw, which I think might be why they're doing that. But
well, definitely. It's cool as long as everybody has a opportunity to not just go out and just play just because the NBA is losing money. It's just as long as it's for a good cause, everybody has an equal shot of winning getting the NBA Finals on their belt. I think it'll all be fair.
Yeah,
I hope they look out for players like us too, like myself, like people that win the G League, maybe even two-way players, how they're going to treat them
Yeah.
in case if anything happens.
Right.
God forbid.
Absolutely.
Do you think they should have done the same kind of with the G League? Maybe the top 4 teams in Orlando to play it out. Would that have been? I mean, I like watching.
Say it one more time. You were breaking up.
Sorry.
Say it one more time. You went in it.
So, do you think that they should have kind of done the same thing with the G League? Maybe the top 2 in the West and the top 2 teams in the East kind of go, and then they play for it in Orlando.
It would have made it'd have been good for players, but it probably wouldn't have made as much sense for business because I don't think that the NBA profits anything off of the G League. So with the G League being a way that they lose money, even though it definitely is good for the fans. I don't want to say they did the right thing because I want to play also. But
yeah.
It was kind of a smart thing to do.
Yeah, for sure. So, Tim, we do this thing with all of our guests. It is rapid fire. We're going to ask you 5 questions, and it's quick questions that right at the top of your head. So
Gotcha.
I am going to start, and I'm going to say, I'm going to start with, if you were able to, who is your dream player to guard?
My dream player to guard, probably my favorite, John Wall.
John
Because
Wall.
I locked in all his moves, so I think that'd be a good match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be like him playing the mirror.
All right,
For real. What were you saying?
what is your favorite home cooked meal?
My favorite home cooked meal. My mom makes a crazy spaghetti and shrimp. From Maryland, so we big seafood.
Oh, we're gonna have to refresh a question here from our first interview. We have another Maryland guy. Maryland crabs or New York pizza?
Maryland pizza's pretty good. But I can't leave my city hanging out to dry.
Yeah.
So right. But the pizza is really good. I definitely had some pizza off from food trucks and off the streets. Yep. That really big pizza slices.
Absolutely.
You have worn 2 jerseys in your G League career. You had your Eastern Michigan jersey, your high school jersey. What do you think was the nicest jersey that you've worn?
I say my rookie year with the Vipers at 7.
Yeah.
That's the number I wore when I was growing up. Always wore the 7. My last name is Bond.
Yeah, that's
kind of went there with everything. But one thing that I never told anybody, like, I wasn't really like a big James Bond guy, I guess. I only wore 7 really because of my dad. So wherever he wears it, it might be because of James Bond, but I only wear it because of my dad.
Yeah, that is pretty cool to have a 7 and then your last name, Bond, be on it.
Yeah, so everybody, like all the commentators take advantage of that. Like wherever I go.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a steal from 007 Bond.
Yeah. They always say Bond, Tim Bond, so they always go.
By the way, dude, that's another red jersey. Just so you know.
I know, another red one. I know. Every time, everybody that we've had. No, I don't hate red jerseys. He just loves red jerseys. But every guest that we've had on and we ask that question, they always pick their red and black jerseys that they wore. It's so funny. It's like never fails.
All right. This is one of my favorite questions always. If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
I guess I don't know. That's a tough one. Teleport. Maybe I can get places.
That's awesome.
Quicker.
Yeah, absolutely.
That would help. Yeah, that would help with the subway for sure.
Yeah, most definitely. If I could just do that with my mind, that would be pretty cool.
Oh, hell yeah. Definitely.
That would definitely help. Okay, and this is our last question for you, Tim. If you had the opportunity to play for any coach, future, present, who would you want to play for?
Any coach? Oh, that's a tough one. I haven't really thought about it because I really could care less who I play for. I just want to play. I say Doc Rivers.
Okay. You got
Okay.
the you
Doc
got the
Rivers.
you got the Clippers shirt on right now too.
Oh yeah, I got this from Sam. So he's a Baltimore guy. He's on the staff. He come home and just give away shirts and stuff.
Gotcha.
But yeah,
Gotcha.
I kind of I really didn't even know that Doc Rivers played basketball probably until like maybe 4 or 5 years ago. But I just knew how he was with Boston.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, and he did a real good job with Boston.
All right, I might have lied to.
Without a doubt.
I might have lied to you. I know. I want to ask you just one more question. If you could
That's
put
fine.
yourself on any team, like the Bad Boys in Detroit or the Bulls during their golden years, or maybe the LA Lakers with Shaq and Kobe, what team would you put yourself on if you could play with any of those guys?
I feel like it would either be Miami with the big three there,
Oh,
or the
yeah.
Warriors. The Warriors look like they had the most fun, like winning the championship ever.
Yeah.
It just didn't seem like they had any bad spurts besides that whole KD and Draymond thing, but they just looked like they were out there having fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's always fun when you're winning.
Yeah.
Most definitely, yeah. They were winning.
Winning cures a lot of sadness.
It does. It does. And it pays. Winners get paid.
Yes.
Most
So.
definitely.
That's true.
So, Tim, thank you so much for coming on the show. We had a blast. We can't wait to have you back. And we can't wait to see you next season. And we know it's going to be great. We know you're going to be stealing balls from everyone and breaking more records.
Most definitely.
Thank you, Tim.
Yeah, thank y'all. Thank y'all for the opportunity.
Absolutely. Stay safe. Stay well, buddy.
Both of y'all too.
All right. That was Tim Bond of the Westchester Knicks. Just bring him up. I mean, what could the Knicks possibly lose at this point? Like, bring him up.
Yeah. And it's
let's play basketball.
You know what you guys are missing? Guys with grit.
Everything?
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
And
we're so soft.
Yeah, and
you need a defensive guy. You need like a Jared Jeffries-esque player to.
And I
really
think that he is, from what I've seen. Yeah. I mean, having passing Earl Boykins is not an easy task when we've seen what Earl Boykins done.
I wanted to bring it up to you, but so when we used to play basketball, one of the kids that we played with would always give each person a player, like who they were. I was Earl Boykins.
Really? You were Earl Boykins?
I was Earl Boykins.
You weren't Charles Barkley.
It's so funny.
Hey, that's a compliment. Charles Barkley makes.
No, I was not Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley is not my type of player. I was very for a heavier set person. I am quick in the paint. That's what she said. And I can dish it out. And I'm pretty good defensively. Like, I move my feet quick.
Yeah, I was never great defensively. I was always a shooter.
Yeah.
And then
I was a long ball person, but I was like a spot shooter, like a Kyle Korver type.
And then I got to college and I realized I wasn't a shooter. And that's where it ended.
You never want to go into college, just that sounds terrible. Never mind.
Yeah. Like, don't go into college. All right. We'll be back with more. Do you have anything to say? I don't want to cut you off.
No, because we're going to be right back. Nobody's got to stay safe and stay well during the commercial break.
All right. Well, I don't know. You get very...
Local sponsors.